Anytime a nation makes laws to protect its people from open dialogue and study of God's true religion, then God's plan for promoting the truth becomes illegal. Such a nation will then adopt the fundamental political principle of the Roman Papacy, and the state then starts persecuting God's faithful people. When the lamb-like beast comes on the scene, it makes laws that honor the authority of the first beast. When prophets wrote about the last days, they rarely painted a comforting or pretty picture. The prophet Amos expressed a sentiment in a way that reflects the writings of many other prophets. Woe to you, who desire the day of the Lord! For what good is the day of the Lord to you? It will be darkness and not light. It will be as though a man fled from a lion and a bear met him, or as though he went into the house, leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Amos 5 verses 18 and 19. When Jesus, the Messiah, spoke of the time of the end, he warned that it would be a time of deceptions, which would be almost overwhelming, almost overpowering. For false Christs and false prophets will rise and show great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. Matthew 24 verse 24. In a previous video, we studied how to distinguish a true prophet from a false one. A true prophet can be recognized by their fruits and their harmony with God's eternal law of the Ten Commandments. On the other hand, false prophets can be identified by their denial of Jesus as the Son of God and their disregard for His commandments. Remember, if false prophets make predictions, you can dismiss them because they are merely guesses and not messages from God. The tests to determine whether a prophet is true or false are clearly outlined by the prophets themselves. However, people of the world often rely on a different, far more dangerous test one that can lead them to destruction. This test enables false prophets to deceive them. What is this test? People will place their trust in miracles, which false prophets are capable of performing. The various religions of the world share a common trait: a deep respect for the supernatural. Jesus warns that in the last days, false teachers and prophets will perform great signs and wonders, deceiving everyone, except those who have studied, believed, and followed the prophecies in the books of Daniel and Revelation. This serves as a profound and urgent final warning. The Apostle John witnessed the same reality, portrayed through a symbolic storyline. He saw two beasts in his vision. The first beast closely resembled the fourth beast Daniel had seen 500 years earlier, a dragon with 10 horns. The second beast John saw appeared similar to a lamb, but even if it seemed innocent at first, he observed it grow into a corrupt and evil power. This second beast performed miracles and wonders to deceive the people of the world, ultimately leading them to worship the first beast, which symbolizes the Roman Papacy. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. Revelation 13 verse 14. Now you might be asking, how did the first beast, the Roman Papacy, receive a mortal wound? The mortal wound is an illustration of an event in history which no one thought the Roman Papacy would ever recover from. It is an event you are already familiar with when the Pope was taken captive to France in 1798 by Napoleon's General Berthier, and where France removed the papal lands and thus the Roman Papacy became only a religion without a country and no longer a nation in control of its own destiny. What John saw in vision was that the mortal wound would heal, that the Roman Papacy, after suffering such a humiliating downfall symbolized as a mortal wound, would regain land and authority, enabling it to once again rise to power. John's prophecy foretells a revival of the papacy's influence and prestige, during which it would go out to deceive the whole world. In doing so, it would receive assistance from another beast that appeared like a lamb. In our very own lifetime, we have witnessed the papacy's power and prestige steadily grow to the point where the Pope is recognized as a head of state and honored by the leading figures of the world. Will Muslims follow him? This may seem like an easy question, but the prophets write very clearly that when people see miracles, they will be persuaded to follow the Roman Papacy because of the miracles and also because the Pope's teachings will become the law of worship. One of the great ironies about Muslim-majority governments is that their systems of governance often resemble the papal governments of the Middle Ages. These governments achieve much good by reducing crime, building infrastructure, and resolving disputes. However, they tarnish their reputations by persecuting some of their best citizens. Often it was the most honest and trustworthy individuals who were imprisoned or expelled under oppressive religious laws. Similarly, in medieval Europe there were two court systems, one for the Roman Catholic Church and another for the common people. The Church's courts enforced laws designed to protect the Catholic Church from Bible-believing missionaries who often chose to honor God even at the cost of their lives. Anytime a nation makes laws to protect its people from open dialogue and study of God's true religion, then God's plan for promoting the truth becomes illegal. Such a nation will then adopt the fundamental political principle of the Roman Papacy, and the state then starts persecuting God's faithful people. When the lamb-like beast comes on the scene, it makes laws that honor the authority of the first beast, and he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence, and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Revelation 13, verse 12. In our next video, we will learn the identity of the lamb-like beast.